I was the one who told him to run. Not the wedding planner, not the pastor, not the bride's father, not some drunk groomsman playing hero. Me. His older brother. The one everybody would later point at and say, he ruined the wedding. He was standing up front under a ridiculous arch of white roses, holding it together like a man who had rehearsed calm in the mirror, and then the doors opened and I saw her. Not the bride. Our mother. The woman we had both promised, out loud and sober, would never again walk into any room where my brother was trying to build a life. She walked in slow, like she owned the day, like this was all about her, like the last 10 years hadn't happened. The music rose. People stood. The bride was still outside waiting for her cue. My brother's face drained of color. His eyes went from the aisle to me. And in that half second, in that microscopic piece of time that makes you either family or a coward, he asked me a question without saying it. And I answered it. I gave the smallest nod. That was it. That was all he needed. He stepped down from the altar, ignored the pastor whispering his name, ignored the bride's sister mouthing, "What is he doing?" Ignored the photographer who was already shifting for the perfect shot, and he walked straight past our mother without even looking at her. Gasps. Actual gasps. Like sitcom gasps but real. The bride hadn't even appeared yet. Her father was outside with her, fixing the veil. Nobody knew yet. I followed my brother out because I knew I had to be the bad guy in this story for it to work. "Don't," our mother said, reaching out with the same painted nails that had once ripped open his mail to check his grades. I didn't even look at her. "You shouldn't have come," I said, and I kept walking. By the time the bride stepped in, bouquet perfect, photographer ready, pastor breathing through the awkward, my brother and I were already in my car, backing out of the parking lot while 100 people turned to stare at nothing. That's how it started. That's how I became the brother who ruined the wedding. That's how I became the villain in a day I'd spent 6 months helping to plan. But that's not what actually happened. That's just what it looked like. What actually happened started long before the flowers. Long before the venue. Long before the bride decided to be the bigger person and invite the one person my brother was afraid of. It started in a 2-bedroom rental with peeling wallpaper and a mom who liked control more than she liked her sons. Our mom wasn't just strict. A lot of people call their moms strict. Our mom was mean in a way that looked like love to everyone else. That's what made her dangerous. She was the kind of woman who would tell you she was just worried about you, while she called your coach to tell him you were emotionally fragile. She was the kind of woman who would go to parent-teacher conference and cry about how hard it is to raise boys alone, and then get home and tell us we embarrassed her. She was the kind of woman who would hug you in public and weaponize that hug in private. My brother, Nate, always got the worst of it. I was 3 years older, so I left first. I went to college, got out, learned what breathing felt like. He was stuck. She made him into her replacement husband. "You're the man of the house now," she'd say, and then tell him everything wrong with men. "You're not gonna leave me like your father did. You're not gonna pick some girl over your family. You're not gonna run off and forget who fed you. You're not gonna let some woman make you soft." That was her loop. That was his childhood. One time, when he was 17, he brought home a girl named Maddie. Sweet kid. Nervous. He really liked her. Our mother sat her down, offered her lemonade, asked about her family, and then, an hour later, posted on Facebook, "Some girls think they can take your son from you but they don't know the bond between a real mother and her boy." Tagged him. Tagged the girl. That relationship didn't survive the week. Another time, college sophomore year for him, he was dating someone serious, actually talking about moving in. Mom found photos on his laptop she had no right to be on because they were none of her business. She called the girl's job. Told her boss her daughter was involved with a dangerous boy. That girl cried and said she couldn't be in the middle of family issues. That relationship didn't survive either. After the third time, Nate finally got it. He didn't go no contact right away. He tried low contact. Holidays only. Keep it civil. Answer texts. But she couldn't do civil. She couldn't do boundaries. Boundaries to people like her feel like betrayal. When he finally said, "Mom, I don't want you involved in my relationships anymore," she said, "If your wife can't handle me, you chose the wrong wife," and that right there is the sentence I watched repeat in different words for years. Then came the real big blow-up. 10 years before the wedding. He was in love for real. Like, rings real. He had a girl he wanted to propose to. He told Mom in a moment of softness, because everybody still wants a mom sometimes. He thought, maybe she's calmed down. Maybe she'll be happy for me. Maybe if I do it the right way, she'll show up as a normal mother for once. She didn't. Instead, she called that girl's mother and told her there was something about Nate she needed to know. She told lies mixed with half-truths. She told them he had a rage problem, he didn't, that he self-harmed, he didn't, that he drinks too much, he didn't, that he comes from mental illness, she meant herself, that he can flip, she meant her own tantrums. That girl called him in tears, said she didn't want to get in the middle of a broken family, said she didn't sign up for that. That engagement never happened. That was the day he stopped calling our mother. He blocked her. Moved. Changed jobs. He told me, if I ever get married, she is not coming. I told him, I'll make sure. I meant it. Fast forward. He meets Lily. She was actually good for him. She wasn't dramatic. She wasn't needy. She was a teacher. Kind. Talked to him like he wasn't broken. He told her early, I don't have a relationship with my mother. She said, that's okay. You have me now. He said, I don't want her at the wedding. She said, of course not. At first. At first. Then wedding planning happened. You know how weddings make people stupid? Even nice ones. Suddenly everyone's inner control freak comes out. Lily's mom started saying stuff like, but it's your wedding day, you'll regret not having her. She's his mother, no matter what. Maybe this could heal things. Lily started to listen. She started saying things like, isn't forgiveness important? We're starting a family, Nate. We shouldn't hold grudges. He held the line. She blows up relationships. She will make it about her. She has done it before. Lily said, that was 10 years ago. He said, I was 24 then and it almost destroyed me. Lily hugged him and said, you're safe with me. But she didn't understand that being safe with her didn't mean being safe from his mother if she invited her in. A month before the wedding, I got a weird call from the planner. Hi. Quick question, do you have your mom's correct last name? The one she's traveling with? I said, what mom? She said, the groom's mom. I said, she's not invited. Planner said, slowly, oh. I have her on the confirmed list. My stomach dropped. I called Nate. Did you invite her? No, you sure? Dude. I would rather set myself on fire. Then Lily did. He called Lily. She cried immediately. I wanted to surprise you. With my abuser? She called me. She cried. She said you cut her off because your brother poisoned you. She said she's in therapy now. You believed her. I wanted you to have a mother there, Nate. I have a brother. That fight lasted 2 days. He called me at 1 a.m., what do I do? You tell her straight. If she invites mom, you walk. I can't walk. I love her. If she invites mom, she doesn't love the real you. She loves the version that allows her to decorate your trauma. You sound like a therapist. You sound like someone about to repeat his childhood. He said he'd talk to Lily again. Next day Lily called me. She was crying. Really crying. Not manipulative crying. She said, I didn't understand it was that bad. I said, I told you. She said, I thought you exaggerated because you two are close. I said, he has panic attacks if he sees her name on his phone. She said, okay. I won't invite her. I wanted to believe her. I did. I wanted this to go smoothly. I wanted to see my brother married and happy. I wanted to clap and say, we made it out. The week of the wedding was perfect. Rehearsal was perfect. Rehearsal dinner was a little tense, but that's normal. Bridesmaids all in line. Groomsmen sober enough. Brother relaxed. I saw Lily on her phone a lot. I didn't pry. Morning of the wedding. I get to the venue early, because I'm the brother, I help, I check sound, I fix chairs, I calm groom. Nate is actually good. Like, genuinely good. He's laughing with his friends. He keeps saying, I can't believe I get to have a family that's not insane. I hug him. You deserve it. Then, 20 minutes before the ceremony, I see a black car pull in. I don't think about it. Guests were still arriving. Car door opens. Heel first. Then a leg. Then a dress I recognize, tasteful, churchy, expensive in a loud way. Then our mother. With a gift bag. With her hair done. With makeup she reserves for court. With that smile. That smile that says, see, I win. I felt my face get hot. I walked straight to the coordinator. Who let her in? She's on the list. She's not on his list. She's on the bride's. I looked toward the bridal suite. Lily wasn't out yet. I felt anger and disappointment and this hollow thing all at once. I called Nate over. Don't freak out. What? She's here. His whole body stilled. No, yes. No, 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 Nate. Look. He looked. She waved. She actually waved. He went pale. Like the oxygen left him. She said she wouldn't. She lied. I can't do it. I know. No, I mean, I physically can't. I can't stand there with her in the room. I know. She'll talk to Lily's dad. She'll tell him everything. She'll tell everyone I'm ungrateful. I know. If I marry Lily now, I'm marrying into someone who thinks they know better than me about my own trauma. Yes. What do I do? This is where people sitting at home watching will say, he should have just gone through with it and dealt with it later. No. That's how people end up in 10-year marriages they can't get out of without losing themselves. That's how people end up with in-laws inviting abusers to kids' birthdays, so we don't cause drama. That's how people end up parenting with people who don't understand safety. I looked him in the eye. Then don't do it. You're okay with that? I told you I'd pick you over optics. They will hate you. They already do. I'm the one who told you to go no contact. I can play bad guy longer. She will hate me forever. Better from a distance than in your bed. He nodded, but he was shaking. I can't breathe. Then we go. Now. Now. And that's how we ended up walking down the side aisle while the music started. That's how we ended up in the parking lot while the pastor tried to improvise. That's how the bride ended up walking into a room without a groom. Was it cruel? To her, yes. In that moment, yes. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. She cried. She begged. She screamed. She said, "You humiliated me." Her father called me a drama queen, which was funny because I'm a 6 feet 1 inch man who literally just prevented a trauma reenactment. Her mother said, "You ruined her only wedding day." I said, "She tried to ruin his next 50 years. Our mother. Oh, she performed. She clutched her chest like a soap opera. My sons hate me. I just wanted to see my baby get married. I'm his mother. What kind of monster stops a mother from seeing her own son?" I didn't answer. Because you can't reason with someone who thinks biology is a hall pass. We got in the car. I drove. Nate was silent for a full 5 minutes. Then he said, quietly, "Thank you." I said, "Don't thank me yet. Internet is about to hate me." He laughed once, like a choke. She really invited her. She did. After I told her how bad it was. She did. After I told her about Maddie. And Julia. And how mom called their bosses. She did. After I told her mom used to tell me I belonged to her. She did. He stared out the window. Then I can't marry her. No, because if she didn't respect this, what will she respect? Exactly. We went to my place first. He sat on my couch in his suit. Still in the boutonniere. Hair still perfect. Face wrecked. He said, "I feel like the bad guy. Because you've been taught to feel bad for choosing yourself. She's going to tell everybody I panicked. Let her. She's going to say you influenced me. She's not wrong. Does that bother you?" No. I'd rather be blamed than sit at that reception pretending. What about Lily? She knew, Nate. Maybe mom manipulated her. Maybe. But Lily heard the boundary from you many times. And she decided her idea of a pretty wedding was more important. So was she bad? I don't think she's bad. I think she's someone who's never had to protect herself from a parent. Those people romanticize reconciliation because they don't know how ugly it actually was. Do you think she loved me? Yes. Then why would she invite the one person who hurts me? Because she didn't believe you. That's the line that hurt him most. Not that Lily did something mean. But that she simply didn't believe him about his own pain. That's what betrayal looks like in real life. It's not always sex. Sometimes it's, "I know better than you about what hurt you." That night I got a call from Lily. I almost didn't pick up. I did. She was sobbing. "Where is he?" "Safe. Please. Let me talk to him. He doesn't want to." I didn't mean to hurt him. But you did. I was trying to fix it. You were trying to fix something you didn't break. And in the process you broke him. She called me, Lily said. Of course she did. She said she was clean. She said she was in a program. She said she just wanted to see him happy. She always says that. She said you turned him against her. She always says that too. I thought if I made it happen she'd see how happy he was and leave him alone. People like her don't leave people alone when they get access. You gave her the door. I just wanted his family to be complete on his wedding day. It was complete, I said. You, him, me. That was it. Silence. Then, softly, Lily said, "So I'm the bad guy." "No," I said, and I meant it, even though the internet won't like it. "You're not the bad guy. You're just a person who didn't listen." The next day the bride-side narrative started. He abandoned her. He got cold feet. His brother poisoned him. They're weird about their mom. They're controlling. He'll regret it. Imagine ditching a girl just because she invited your own mom. I didn't defend us online because I don't give free explanations to people who would have invited our mother too. But we did have to explain to our dad, to Lily's dad, to a couple of cousins. Even to the pastor. I told them all the same thing. He set a boundary. She knowingly violated it on the biggest day of his life. That's not a small red flag. That is the flag. Weeks went by. Nate was quiet. Not depressed, processing. Sometimes he'd text me at midnight, "Do you think I overreacted?" I'd reply, "No. You reacted exactly enough for someone who is finally protecting his inner kid." Then one day he sent me a screenshot. From Lily. It said, "Your mom messaged me again. She said she was proud of me for inviting her. She said now maybe you'll come to your senses. She said you've always been dramatic. I'm sorry. I really didn't know. I called him. See? She wasn't trying to see me," he said. "She was trying to get back in. She wanted to use my wedding to look like a mom again." Exactly. So Lily let the wolf in. Exactly. I still miss her. You're allowed to miss people who weren't good for you. Missing isn't the same as needing. Do you think she and mom will stay in touch? Probably not. Abusers drop flying monkeys when they stop being useful. Then why do I still feel bad? Because you were raised to. That's all. Months later I ran into Lily's dad at the grocery store. He gave me that disappointed older man look. "You really couldn't let your brother have his day?" I said, "My brother has his day. It's the day he didn't have to stand in front of the one person who always made him feel small and pretend it was okay." He said, "She's still his mother." I said, "Being a parent is an action, not a label." He didn't get it. People with decent parents rarely do. About 6 months after the non-wedding, Lily asked to meet me. Public place. Daytime. She looked tired. Not angry. "I'm engaged again," she said. "Good," I said. "He has a family?" "Yes." "Big one?" "Close." "Loud?" "Everyone invited." "Good." "Do you hate me?" "No." "Does Nate?" "No." "Will he ever talk to me?" "Maybe." "Probably. When it doesn't feel like a trap." I just didn't think it was that deep, she said. "That's why we didn't get married," I said. Then she said something that surprised me. "You did the right thing. You sure your TikTok comments agree?" "No," she laughed. "But I do. It hurt. God, it hurt. But imagine if we got married and then I invited her to our first baby's birthday. Or to Christmas. Or to the hospital. And you weren't there to stop it." I said nothing. She said, "He needed someone to pick him. Even over me." "You did. I wish it hadn't been on your wedding day." "Me too," she said. "But I chose that day. Not you. And that's the part most people miss. She chose the wedding day for reconciliation. Not a coffee 6 months before. Not a neutral therapist's office. Not a phone call where he could hang up. The wedding day. The day he was most vulnerable, most exposed, most watched. She picked the day with the most pressure so he'd be too embarrassed to say no. That's not an accident. That's strategy, even if she didn't know she was doing it. That's why I don't feel bad." "Do I feel bad?" she cried. "Yeah. I'm not made of stone. Do I feel bad her makeup ran, her dad was angry, her mom was humiliated in front of her friends? Yeah. Weddings are expensive and fragile and people pour dreams into them. But do I feel bad that I taught my brother, on the biggest day of his life, that he can walk away from people who trample his boundaries? No. Not even a little. Here's the part one didn't tell anyone yet. A year later, my brother got married. Quietly. Backyard. 20 people. No mother. No drama. Lily wasn't there, obviously. But she sent a message, "I'm happy you got what you needed." He married a woman who, when he said, "My mother is not invited," ever, didn't say, "But she's still your mom." She said, "Okay." Then she's not. That's how easy it is with the right person. No spiritual bypass. No, God can heal. No, but it's family. Just, "I believe you." That's what he'd been looking for. That's what Lily, for all her good intentions, couldn't give. And me? Sometimes I think about that day. About all those faces turning at once. About our mother's gasp. About the pastor ad-libbing. About the coordinator on the brink of a breakdown. About Lily's dad's red face. About the venue lady looking at me like I'd brought a raccoon to a tea party. And I think, yeah. I did that. I broke a pretty day. But I didn't break a person. I stopped the cycle right where it was about to repeat. I did what older brothers are supposed to do, I stood between him and the thing that always swallowed him. If you ask me whether I'd do it again, yes. 1,000 times yes. If you ask me whether I wish Lily had listened the first time, yes. It would have saved so much pain. But pain isn't always the enemy. Sometimes pain is the proof you finally chose yourself. And if you ask me what this whole situation taught me, it's this: people who have never had to go no contact will always underestimate what it costs. They will always think, "Just invite her," is a small ask. They will always center harmony over safety. And people like my brother will always think they're overreacting, until someone says, "No, you're not." I saw it too. That day, I was that someone. Maybe I was the villain in their version. But in ours, I was just the brother who finally didn't look away.